we'll go ahead and get this started. I'm Deborah Simpson, Speakers Guild USA, and this is our monthly meetup. This month we're going to be talking about visual marketing. And one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about visual marketing is because it's really hot right now. So it's something that I've seen in managing the pages that I manage on Facebook, and it's been pretty interesting to see the difference in the ability for me to be able to try out something different. I'm just testing the voice here and make sure there I go. Okay, so I've seen the difference in managing the pages that I manage when I share a post from somewhere versus when I share a meme image or an image along with content. But I see the biggest change when I share video. So let's just start out by talking about visual marketing first. So visual marketing is all about increasing the reach of your content by using visuals. So a lot of the visuals would be using video, would be using infographics. You see the memes all the time. You could share video, images, video, and then even your presentations. So your PowerPoint presentations that you have, PowerPoint has a recording feature on your PowerPoint program that allows you to create a video from it. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Right now, 30% of marketers say that it's the most important component in them reaching people with content for their business, and that's second to blogging. So blogging is just slightly ahead. The nice thing about using visuals is you can use them in your blog posts as well. So 74% of the marketers use visual assets, and I think that you can see that when you're out on Facebook or on especially tools like Instagram, Pinterest. Those are all strictly visual based. Using Snap, some of the instant video products like Facebook Live. Those are all really great tools, and we'll get to Facebook Live in a little bit because I love Facebook Live. People remember more if there's a visual associated to the content. And you can see here that it says they can only remember 10% of it days later, but if there's an image paired with that content, they retain 65% of their memory about it 3 days later. And this is the year that video content is going to explode. You can already see it. When Facebook decided to do Facebook Live, YouTube had been doing Hangouts for a while, but then YouTube flipped that up to go live over at YouTube, and you can just see the automation of video and being able to create it right in the space that you're in is great. I had been using Google Hangouts for a long time, and I really loved the way they work. They've changed it up now, so you have to get some software to install, so they've made it just a bit harder for you to get up and running on YouTube Live. And then 4 times as many consumers would prefer to watch a video about a product than read it. That makes perfect sense to me. You can see it when you see the content coming through your Facebook feed that's video based, especially if it's connected to an advertising piece. Using the word in video, I had just learned this today, boosts the open rate and the click-through rates. So you can be pretty sure I'm going to be using that in the future. And I think that's something that you should think about using as well. HubSpot surveyed, and 43% of their consumers wanted to see more video. And you know what's driving the video and the images is the fact that we're using our mobile devices. So our tablets and our phones, we're watching more content on those than we are through our laptops or our desktop computers. And you've probably seen the increase in the number of marketing people and actually everyday people who are using live video. My daughter uses live video to help market her holistic practice, her use of essential oils, her yoga practice. I use video live or Facebook Live a lot when I'm out and about. Some of you may know that I'm part of Connected Women of Influence. So when I'm at their events, I tend to take video live there. And when I'm out and about, I've done video or Facebook Live when I've been out hiking to show people some of the trails that I've been hiking on. And Facebook Live is really easy to use from your phone. Now they've come out with Facebook Live for your desktop as well. And then users spend 3 times more watching the live videos than the traditional videos. And what we mean by traditional videos is if you share your video link from one of your YouTube videos on Facebook, I can guarantee you that if you took that same video and rather than share the link from YouTube on Facebook, you took the video and you uploaded it directly to Facebook, you would see a marked difference in the amount of visibility you get for that video. So you'll get a lot more views, a lot more exposure if you upload the video directly to Facebook, because Facebook and Google are in a little bit of a fight right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Google, I meant to say Google's YouTube. But Facebook and YouTube are in a little fight right now about who's going to dominate video. So Facebook wants you putting your content on Facebook, so they're going to diminish your visibility for content that you share from YouTube. And like I said, most all of our videos now are played on mobile devices, and you can see the increase. It's 15% from 2005, but it's 203% from 2014. And videos under 5 minutes in length account for 55% of the total video consumption. I like to keep my videos within 2 to 3 minutes. I just did a series of videos for a client. He wanted me to add some extra stuff on it, but I had to tell him that I had to cut it off because it was going up into the 7-minute mark. Nobody's going to sit and watch that long on Facebook for a video that's going to go on 7 minutes. So visual marketing is a component. It contains several elements. So images, and you can see that these images here are the word, I forget what they call these, but these are the word compilations of images where you can use a whole bunch of different words, and there's a generators out there. All you have to do is Google that. But they bring a lot more attention because they catch the viewer's eye when they're scrolling through their various streams on social media. This is a tool I'm going to talk to you about in a couple of minutes, but this is actually a video. So I needed to do a video for a client on how to share a post from a page onto a personal profile. So this is, you can actually hear it. This is a video on how to share a post to your personal profile. And this is done on Loom. Loom is a Chrome extension. I use Chrome as my browser. This is a really cool, lightweight extension that you can use, and I'm going to show it to you in a couple of minutes. You can also create infographics. The other tool that I'm going to show you is Canva. You've probably heard of it. You've probably heard of PicMonkey as well. I didn't focus too much on PicMonkey because I got a little frustrated. I actually have an imaging software similar to Photoshop. I was involved in McGraw-Hill for, well, from 94 to 2003, and we used Photoshop extensively, so I'm accustomed to using an imaging software. But not everybody has those skills, nor do they want to take the time to learn that when you're doing some pretty easy things. So over at Canva, I'm going to show you some of the visual components that you can use Canva for. Really easy. You don't have to be a geek like me to be able to do it. It also makes infographics for you. And infographics are a really fun way to disseminate information in a really easy visual manner that people can digest quickly. And then you've all seen these. These are memes that go around. Canva, again, is my go-to tool for this. And if you take a look at it, some of these have purposes. So when I create an image like this, the one up here where the 3 speeches are, it helps people, draw people in to read the post that I'm using this theme as a share. This piece down here with D.L. Lawrence, the Be Still When You Just Say, you can see that I have speakersguildusa.com at the bottom. This is specifically for Twitter. So I've created a series of images that I can share to Twitter because I do program out tweets for the entire day. And what I did was once I created these in Canva, I uploaded them to my Dropbox account because when I send the very early mornings, and sometimes it's later in the evening rather than early morning, but every day I schedule out a tweet every hour between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. So when I upload these images into Dropbox, it's really easy for me when I'm using Hootsuite to be able to grab these images out of Dropbox. So that's what I do with these. These are all Canva images. It's really easy to use, and people really like them. I've done the same over here with this WordPress one. You can see that at the bottom it says webwithdeb.com/WordPress. When I'm marketing the WordPress the WordPress 4-week that I do, I use these images to help promote the webinar series that I do. So I will use these as a share on my social media, encouraging them to visit that URL there. And that's the same thing at the top middle with the Amazon positioning. That's actually a workshop that I'm doing on Saturday about Amazon, and if you have a book on Amazon, how you can get Amazon to help get you more sales by pushing your book. Or you've gone to Amazon, probably looked at books, and then something pops up and says, people who chose the book you're looking at also like this book. That's Amazon working for you as an author. So we use same strategy there, speakersguildusa.com/Amazon. And I have a WordPress site over there, so it's pretty easy to do. So these are memes. These are really a lot of fun to put together at Canva. I'll show you how it's done in a few minutes. And then presentations. So just like this is a brief PowerPoint, I don't really care for PowerPoint that much. I really like doing desktop shares a lot more, but it seemed easier to put some of this together in a PowerPoint versus the desktop share. So you can PowerPoint, and again, if you look up here above building to the navigation up at the top of PowerPoint, you'll see I have the slideshow portion open where you can read the slideshow. So you can create content in PowerPoint and record it as a slideshow, and you'll be able to upload it. So that is what I have for the PowerPoint portion. So I'm going to move over now, and I'm going to take you to a very favorite page of mine. I love this project. We recovered this helicopter that was shot down in the Vietnam War. It was shot down on Valentine's Day, 1969. We lost 2 service members. They passed away, died in the crash. And we recovered this helicopter, and it's now a contemporary piece of art. And it's travels around to different museums. And I've had a chance, I've worked on this for, I'm going on my 3rd year, and I can see the difference that the visual content does for me. So right now, if you take a look through it, this was one of the first videos we put up on the website. This video explains the artist's vision of Take Me Home Huey and what he wanted to do. We uploaded this directly to, you can see we have a 10,000 people reach on this. We've had 4.5 thousand, 4,500 views on this. So that's a pinned one. It stays up there regularly. We don't move it off because that's content we want them to see. But if we come down a little bit further, so this is a piece of content I shared. It had images already. I've come to discover that if you do the images this way on Facebook, this is probably the worst way to do images on Facebook. I wouldn't recommend it. We only reached 248 people with this image. Same here. This one was really interesting. This is a piece I found online. It was a review of one of our exhibits. I'm not really sure why this pulled what it pulled, but it pulled almost 5,000 people here. So that's pretty good. Here is a video that I uploaded directly to YouTube. I'm sorry, to Facebook. It has 829 person reach, which isn't too bad. This is one I shared, and I have to tell you, our community's really interested. So everybody loves this helicopter that we created. We call it 174. So anything that has to do with the Huey UH-1 Bell helicopter, they love. Almost 3,000 people this post reached. Now, this was an older video I uploaded directly, 679. Another big reach one. Let's see. But you kind of get the idea. This was a post that I shared, so it in itself has had 87,000 views. We reached 575 people. But I'm really looking for one that we uploaded directly. Hard to see. Here's another one. This is actually one we shared. So this reached 10,000 people. Those were our 10,000 people. But the point of all this is that, regardless of whether your community is highly engaged like this one is, if you upload video, you're guaranteed to get a lot more visuals and a lot more people seeing your content if you upload it directly to Facebook. And again, it's the same thing with the images that you share on Facebook. If you have a nice, cool image attached to the post you're sharing, then it works a lot better. Really sharing, if you were to, just want to show you one thing on Facebook. So if I was going to share a piece of content, I'll just put a URL in here. Once you put a URL in there, sometimes you leave it alone and it populates. Sometimes you have to tap the space bar. So this is actually drawing in the image that I've attached to this landing page marketing this workshop that we're doing on Saturday. But if you scroll down lower, right here is a little broken line kind of shadowed box with a plus sign. This allows you to be able to upload an image of your own. So it'll navigate you to your hard drive. You can choose an image. Sometimes when you share a link on Facebook and it populates images, they're not necessarily images that are going to help you in engagement and in reaching more people. So my suggestion is to find this piece right here. It's right next to, just enable my cursor so you can see it. Let's see, it's showing, yeah, there we go. So this is to choose an image to upload. Once you choose this image to upload, you'll just want a single image. If you leave this image and this image together, it will form that creepy little slideshow, that thing that I showed you earlier. So once you've got this one uploaded and populated, just tap this one off. And when you tap it off, then the only one that shows will be the one that you upload. So I just kind of wanted to show you that, because oftentimes I see people using the default image that uploads, and it's not a nice image. It won't do anything or serve you in any way. So that's a little bit about Facebook and engagement for visuals. This is Loom. So like I said, Loom is a extension for Chrome. I did not see it over at Firefox. I'm sure you can probably find another tool over at Firefox, but it's a pretty cool tool that lets you create anything. So if I went back to Facebook, let's just go to the home feed of Facebook. Because it's an extension on my browser, up here in the upper right-hand corner, you'll be able to see that there's a little Loom icon right there. And when I roll over it, it pops down letting me know that Loom is there. So I'm going to go ahead and open Loom. And it sits right on the browser here. Oh, there it goes. I guess I didn't tap it hard enough. And I'm going to do a capture. And I'm just going to do the current tab. And I choose to start recording. I'm going to come over here, though, and necessarily want to be in the video. So I'm just kind of leaving out. There was a part that took me out of there. So let me just go ahead and start recording. And you see it counting down. So now you can just navigate Facebook and do whatever it is that you want to do on Facebook. Talk to them or whatever it is that you want to do on your desktop. And when you're finished, you can go ahead and pause it. And then this check mark will finish the recording. And it takes you back to Loom, where you're able to go ahead and download the video from Loom. So Loom will store your videos for 7 days at the free level. So I always navigate through, turn that off. Here's the load button right here. So all you have to do is tap the download button, and you can save this video to your hard drive. And that's what I would do if you were using Loom. So it's really lightweight, easy to use on your browser. It gives you a great desktop share. You can also use your camera that's built into your laptop, or if you have a desktop with a cam on it, and you can do a visual Facebook share with you as a talking head on it. Pretty cool tool. It works really well if you want to create some videos. I do it a lot for quick how-to videos. So now Canva. Canva is just a really great tool. So you can see up here, this is a social media share. I'm not really sure what social media they want you to share. This is not the one I would use for Facebook. Here's where you can create a presentation, and you just tap them, and then they open it up for you so that you can use them. So this would be probably similar to using PowerPoint if you didn't have PowerPoint. I've not used this before, so I'm just going to go to Canva. But you can play around with these. It's really easy to play around. A poster, if you need a poster, market something, a Facebook post. This is what I use frequently. You can use the more here and open it up. So now you get your full range of social media posts. You've got Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Facebook app if you happen to have an app, an Instagram post. And then as you cruise down here, now you have documents. So here's your letter size document, a presentation, which I'm sure is related to PowerPoint size, letterhead. Now you see it all here, certificate. Now you get down to blogging. This is the pretty cool part. There's one here for an ebook. There's also a Kindle cover. Here's your infographic over here. You can create desktop wallpapers if you're really artistic. Desktop wallpapers could be a really cool way for you to be able to do some lead generation, where maybe you're a graphic artist and you do some beautiful wallpapers. You could offer those up to your website in exchange for their email address. So it would be a lead generation tool. Everybody loves wallpaper stuff. And then you get into more of your regular marketing material. But down here, and here's all your banners. So what Canva does for you, and PicMonkey will do the same thing, is it already knows what size these social media images have to be. Sorry, my throat's a little dry. So you can just pull these up and be able to add your content onto them, design them the way you want. Then you download them. Now here's invitations, cards, photo collages. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Where is there's actually a ebook that you can create with it. There is the ebook. So if you wanted to create an ebook that you could sell on Amazon, you don't have to have any desktop publishing experience. If you've got your content, then you can come over to Canva and create your ebook yourself. So when you come back over to Canva up on the upper left, you'll see again the synopsis up here of the images. Images below are the images that I've been creating for my different campaigns. So you can see I just recently did the Amazon Positioning campaign, where the workshop that we're doing on Saturday, so that I could market it a little more in a visual marketing way. This is a Facebook cover art that I use for Speakers Guild USA on Facebook. People really resonate with inspirational quotes, and all you have to do is use Google to get your inspirational quote, and you just put it on a backdrop. So if we were to start a design, so here's what I would do, is just pull the Facebook post, So it's generating some layouts for you that you can use if you would like to. Maybe you don't want to start from scratch, and you can use these pre-done layouts for you. Now, as you roll over these images on the left, you'll see that there's a little $sign in the lower right-hand corner. That means that you're going to be paying Canva to use that image. Here on the thank you one, you can see that it's a free image for you to be able to use. So here's some prepaid or pre-created layouts for a Facebook post that you can use edit. So if you tapped it up here, then you tap over, there you are. So as you can see, as I roll over, you might be able to see the boundary lines for this, where it lets me take it and now I can highlight this content and I can change this content. If I don't want this piece here, I just come to where I get my 4 arrows pointing and I tap on the perimeter with the 4 arrows, and then I can use my delete button to get rid of it. So you can, so that didn't get that there. Let's try that. So it makes it pretty easy for you to get rid of all of this. So, you know, you just got to kind of come in here and play with it. It took me a while to do it. So let's just go back up. It's going to ask me if I want to leave. I'm going to go ahead and leave and let it go. That way I don't have to keep looking for stuff. Okay. So Facebook post again. So on the left, very left-hand side here, you'll see some icons. So these are the pre-laid out ones that we're looking at right now. These are elements that are available to you to use. So there are quite a few free photos. Again, when you're looking at these, you want to be mindful about whether they're free or whether you're going to pay for them. But as someone who has looked a lot on the internet for images, and I actually have a subscription to an image site, it's really nice to see all of these free photos here that you can use, and I'm pretty sure you can find a photo for just about anything over here. These are grids, so these are going to be pre-formatted pieces, where if you were to choose one of these, an image would go into each one of the containers. So it's kind of a different way for you to display images. These are different frames that are available to you. I don't know exactly what the difference is between the grid and the frames because they look the same to me. Shapes, in case there are shapes that you want to use. And as you scroll down, these are some of the regular ones, but they have all kinds of different shapes that you can use. Some of them are colored in, some of them aren't. So just keep scrolling, and I guarantee you there's a ton of stuff that you can use over here. Different lines, I've used some of these lines. If you were to visit the Facebook page of Speakers Guild USA, you would see the new cover art that I did, and in the bottom left, I used one of these types of lines to allow me to make a break and put Speakers Guild USA in between. So these are kind of fun to play with. There's illustrations. They're pretty interesting illustrations. There's all kinds of them. Again, just scroll through and see everything that there is it can offer. You might need to use icons for something. There's a ton of icons. They're all different types of icons. You see that now we're going into black and white icons versus colored. So just keep scrolling and check them all out and see what you want. You've got charts here, and then you've got I Love Canva. There you go. You can add a heart. I heart Canva. So those are elements that you can incorporate into your design. You can also change the color of any of these elements. So if I take a shape and I drag it over here, it defaulted to the black. So if I come up here to the upper left, this is a color picker. So now I can change the color if I want. If I really don't like any of these choices that Canva has given to me, I just a plus sign here, and now I have the color wheel that lets me choose pretty much any color that I want out of the color wheel. And then you can also stretch. If you want this to be a bigger background, you just stretch it out to cover the white space, and now you have a full background. If you don't want it to be this solid color, you can come up here and you can reduce it and make it more transparent up there. If you don't like it at all, you can trash can here and just trash it. You can also, once you use Canva and you put something together, you can come over here under File and you can save your file. You can also make a copy, and I've done this on a couple of occasions where I wanted to change one or two elements for a different reason. So if I went back to the posts I created for Twitter or for Facebook, I could save one as a different name, or I can make a copy of it and name it differently. Then I'll still have the original one with its original name, and I'll have the copy with the new name. And you do want to save your content regularly. Canva's pretty good about saving it on a regular basis, but it's just better to be sure. So these are the elements that you can use. Any of the elements you can recolor. This is your text. So there's a lot of different designs here, and you just put the text up there. And then you come in here, and now you can actually highlight and change the text for yourself. Also, you can see this is black. Same thing up here. Here's your color piece. Just choose what color you want to use it, or what color you want it to be. You can also change its size. So if I highlight it again, it's an awfully large font size up here, 111. I can take it down to 36 if I want. Again, if I don't like it at all, I just highlight it and I can trash it. So text, usually, for me, I like the add subheading on the text versus the little bit of body text is what I use at the very bottom of the image so that I have the URL on the image. Make sure you put the URL, even if it's just to your website, so that people kind of know where you are and where your website lives and let them see it. Rarely do I use a big heading size. I usually defer to the add subheading and a little bit of body text. So you can see here too, if I use New York, and because the lines are attached to New York, I cannot separate them. So the lines will become, oh, the color. Oh, I see. And then you can change the words in between. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can then change these lines. So that's kind of a nice way to add some content, text content to your pieces. And then if you don't want to use their shapes or something, you can go to backgrounds. So there's a ton of backgrounds here for you to use. You probably recognize I used this one in one of the Twitter pieces. And how I did this was I took the background and then I went up to the elements and I added the circular element. Again, you can either put white text on this, or I can take this and actually maybe go with a pink and use a pink, or I can tap the white in there, and then I go to the text and I add the subheading, and this would be my piece of my inspirational saying or passage. And then I would go to the little bit of body text and I would pull this down to the bottom here. And this is where I would put the URL in. This little circular thing lets you actually change the direction of the text box. So if you wanted it to be a little off not quite horizontal, you could do that too. So you can also pull this image a little wider, can move it around, and that's the way that I created the memes that I used for sharing on social media. There are a lot of different backgrounds. There's backgrounds you can pay for. There's backgrounds that are free. There's backgrounds that are patterns. There's backgrounds that are images. And last of all, you can upload your own content. So you can upload any of your pictures. These are pictures that I've taken or art that I have on my hard drive. You'll recognize this piece from one of my Amazon positioning. So you can also upload your own pictures and use your own pictures here. So that's kind of an overview of Canva. It is a really nice tool to use in your visual marketing. So I hope that's given you a good idea of what's available for visual marketing for your business. There's a compelling case why you should use it. If you want more engagement and you want more visibility, and think about your own use of Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. You share things that you're drawn to. And I'll tell you that Canva makes it so easy. Once you get used to using Canva, you can put an image together in a matter of minutes. And it can be something you do right on the fly. If you found a great piece of content, sometimes you find a great piece of content that you want to share on Facebook, and you pop that link into the post area, and it either populates something ugly or crappy, or it doesn't populate anything because whoever wrote the blog post didn't add an image to the blog post or set the featured image for the blog post. So you come over here to Canva, create an image very quickly, download it, put it in your hard drive, and then you can use it for your post on your social media. So I encourage you to take a look at visual marketing. I encourage you to play with Facebook Live. Facebook Live is so cool. It's on your phone. When you tap status on, I think status is on the Android and post is on the iPhone, if I remember correctly. But you pull up a post and it's going to offer you, do you want to upload a picture? Do you want to write text? Or do you want to go live? So you use Facebook Live, and so I think on the iPod it may say go live. But use Facebook Live, and Facebook Live, when it comes up on your phone, it defaults to you being the talking head on the video, so you'll see your face. I have an Android in that corner of my Android, and you always want to use Facebook Live in the vertical position of your phone. Don't take your phone horizontal. It will record your video sideways. I learned the hard way. But you hold your phone vertical in front of you, when it comes up and you see your face, if you don't want to be the talking head, it has the option right there on your phone to flip the camera around to the other side. And then you give your Facebook Live a title, and then you tap Go Live. And it will give you a 3-second countdown. So I encourage you to play with it. If you want to start off and not being a talking head, do some things like I do. You go down to the beach and just take some footage of what's going on at the beach, maybe the sunset, take it out on a hike with you, or you can be a talking head on it and take a minute to talk to people and explain it. And while you have Facebook Live going, Facebook is actively putting together an audience for you. So I don't know if you've been on Facebook and you've had something pop up that say, hey, Deborah just went live on Facebook. Come and check it out. Facebook behind the scenes is working to bring an audience to you. So I would go ahead and play with it. It is a great tool. It will automatically create the post for you when you stop the Facebook Live. So you don't really have to do anything. If you are in a business where you have a membership like I do, or maybe you're in direct sales where you have teams that you're working with, if you want to do something that helps retain membership, you can do some video interviews with the members of your organization. You give them visibility, you get visibility. It's a win-win for everyone. At Connected Women of Influence, on occasion, if the internet works really well within the facility that I'm in, because sometimes that's a problem, you can easily take video. We just had the Women of Influence Awards where you can take video of people accepting their award up there, maybe take snippets of the keynote speaker, but play around with Facebook Live, and when I figure out YouTube's Go Live, maybe I'll do a webinar on that. So that's it for me for this presentation of Meetup. I encourage you to go over to speakersguildusa.com and check us out. If you're a speaker, we'd love to have you be part of the community. Check the sign up as a speaker link. You can see the different benefits that we have for being a member of the Speakers Guild. And if by chance you're an Amazon publisher or you have your book on Amazon, check out our Amazon positioning. So speakersguildusa.com/Amazon. That's this coming Saturday, and I'll go ahead and date this. It's April 22nd. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and hope to see you around town or at our next meetup.